Good afternoon, everyone. This is Pete Wall. I am your host, and this is Pillar to Post. You can find me on Twitter at Mordecai Fallon. I will have in the description box every social media outlet I do use, so you can find me anywhere you need to. Remember, you can find my book, Dragon's Kin, on Amazon or CreateSpace, as well as a signed copy from yours truly, and you can do that at steeldragon1234 at hotmail.com. Now, going into this, you're going to see that the title of this video reads, hashtag Fire JBL. There's a good reason for that. There has been an overwhelming amount of talk about the whole bullying incident with Mauro Ranallo. And as of late, JBL has taken to Twitter, blocking all those who support Mauro Ranallo, as well as anyone that follows Mauro Ranallo and himself at the same time. So he is basically distancing himself from all Mauro Ranallo fans, and today even went as far as to block the Young Bucks. Yes, that did happen. The Young Bucks are tweeting back and forth, stating that they're not sure why he got blocked, but it did happen. Mauro Ranallo tweeted them that it is not an odd thing to happen. Thank you for the support. Those were not the exact words, but those basically what was said. It was not a far-fetched thing to happen. This is what's been happening lately. Got a small little note here. It says Mauro Ranallo returned to social media this weekend and has been very active on Twitter after removing any WWE mentions from his profiles. While Mauro received a ton of support on Twitter yesterday, it was noted on today's Wrestling Observer Radio that JBL was blocking people that were tweeting the well wishes. JBL also blocked people that were following both he and Mauro on Twitter. What does this say about the man? Now, everyone was speculating, is it true? Could it be all just fake? Is it just like rumors and just bullshit talk? Well, this just is proving all the speculations, all the speculations, all the rumors correct. JBL showing that he is a bully. Like even the Young Bucks, they are not even sure exactly why they were blocked, but it happened. Mauro Ranallo retweets, thank you for the support, and it's not an odd occurrence. So, whatever happened has not really been talked about as of yet, but obviously it has come to light that there was some bullying going on, causing Mauro Ranallo to step away from his WWE duties as a commentator. The best commentator that WWE has at the moment. Yes, they re-signed Jim Ross, but it is on a limited schedule. So we'll only get those great commentary moments from JR and in a sporadic fashion. I'm in agreement. They need, like I've said it from the top of my show since the day I started doing the podcast, JBL does not belong on the commentary booth. Does not belong there. He sounds like shit. The things that come out of his mouth make no sense, and he does come off like a bully. He talks down to his fellow commentators. Now, this can be said that he is being a heel, but if you listen to the way he says things, even the stuff he says on Twitter, if someone talks against him, they're idiots, or he resorts to calling them playground, school ground bully names. You're an idiot, you're an asshat, you're a dumbass, stuff like that. That stuff belongs on the playground. It doesn't belong in the wrestling world. It belongs where the children play. So, what else am I talking about today? Well, I'm going to go over Monday Night Raw's Superstar Shakeup. Why? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Last night, I was tired. I was exhausted. And I thought I'd be able to fall asleep right away after Raw and after doing the podcast. In fact, I ended up not being able to sleep till about 3 in the morning. My wife wakes up this morning and she finds me sitting up and sleeping. Now, with the problems I have with the nerve damage in my legs, that caused a great deal of pain for me. I only woke up at around noon today. So, I'm trying to get my body going again, trying to get it. You know, everyone, if you've watched any of my posts, everyone knows I'm trying to better myself, and it is a struggle. So, last night I didn't really get into my thoughts on the Superstar Shakeup. There's been a lot of people bitching that SmackDown was raped. SmackDown was plundered. All their best talent was taken away from them. They don't realize that this is a 2-part shakeup. Last night was all about Raw. Who was coming to Raw? Tonight is who is coming from Raw to SmackDown. So don't be a moron. Listen to what they're saying. It is a 2-part shakeup. We had our Monday Night Raw moment with the shakeup. Their picks from SmackDown moving over. Tonight we'll get the reverse. Now, after Raw last night, there was a little bit of another trade. And it was all about the commentators. And we had David Otunga traded from SmackDown to Raw for Byron Saxton. Now, my opinion of this, both of them are shit. Both of them are not needed at the commentary booth. So it's not an important deal. That's why it wasn't mentioned on Raw itself. And nobody fucking cares. But let me make the rundown of who was all traded from SmackDown to Raw. And we'll find out tonight who was going from Raw to SmackDown. So, it started off with Apollo Crews. This happened, I guess, on WWE YouTube. And they had it posted in their WWE.com. Apollo Crews was traded from SmackDown to Raw last night before Raw even began. Miz and Maurice made the move over to Raw. WWE Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose also was traded over to Raw. Another nobody, Kurt Hawkins, moved over to Raw. A big surprise, Bray Wyatt was traded to Raw. Kalisto, another one that no one really cares about. I think people have started forgetting about him. Heath Slater and Rhino, former SmackDown Tag Team Champions, moved over to Raw. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James both also traded to Raw. And like I said, David Otunga traded from SmackDown to Raw for Byron Saxton. So, since last night I didn't do a job of discussing it, I'm going to discuss it tonight. This was done in a very uncreative fashion. It was done haphazardly. It looked like everything was done at the spur of the moment. Now, everyone knows that Vince McMahon just came up with this idea right after WrestleMania. It was done on the fly. He just figured, we're going to do this right now. It's going to be a Superstar Shakeup. Not a draft, but a trade. So everyone last night was expecting this big thing done. You know, it was supposed to look professional. It was supposed to look like a back and forth kind of trade between the GMs of SmackDown and Raw. I expected to have the SmackDown GM on Raw last night and them kind of discussing how to make these trades. Not revealing what was going over to SmackDown, but then working it out on screen and then deciding, okay, so Raw has got this person, they bring him out and make it into a big deal. But at the top of the show, we get The Miz and Maurice coming out and dressed up once again like John Cena and Nikki Bella. Now, I've stated this before, I'm tired of this bullshit. It's not entertaining to me. It's another sign that Miz cannot come up with his own personality, his own gimmick. He needs to take what others have already done and made that popular and try and use it for himself. He's been doing it with everyone. He's been doing it with John Cena. He's been doing it with Daniel Bryan. He's doing it now with Nikki Bella and his wife, Maurice. These people need to get their own personality, get their own character. It doesn't look good. It isn't appealing. Miz on Raw, he'll probably end up doing more Miz TV. Other than that, I don't see him doing very much. They might use him better. Who knows? I do like Miz on the mic. Not as a fake Cena, but when he is doing his own bit. We've seen flashes of that on Talking Smack. When him and Daniel Bryan got into it, it looked good. It was done perfectly. It looked like Mike Mizanin. Not like this bullshit we're seeing lately. We also had the WWE Intercontinental Champion last night facing the US Champion. And Dean Ambrose would win a clean match against the US Champion, which was bullshit. That should never have happened. These titles, these wrestlers that have these titles should be on the same grounds. They should be leveled in that balance. They should be leveled. That match should have ended in a draw or some sort of fuck finish. No clear winner should have been made. This is the way it used to be done. Title versus title never happens with a clean pin unless it is to unify the titles. So clearly we're going to get Kevin Owens over to SmackDown tonight. That's the only possible thing I can see. But what doesn't make sense to me, the pay-per-views do not make sense anymore. They're still billing it as Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho at Payback. It doesn't make sense. Rumors are also stating that both Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho might end up on SmackDown tonight. We'll have to see. Also, Charlotte and Sasha might be going over to SmackDown. Sami Zayn is also another reported Raw member going over to SmackDown tonight. But all in all, it was done in a shitty fashion. It wasn't done interestingly enough. Some of the trades did not make sense. We'll find out more. Like, they got some shitty wrestlers, Kurt Hawkins. People that haven't been used regularly, like Heath Slater and Rhino, they haven't really been used regularly. Kalisto has rarely been used. So, and Apollo Crews is another one. We've seen him lately on SmackDown, but not very often. So, maybe these guys get a push. We can see Kalisto going to 205 Live, try and amp that up a little bit even more. We can see now that every former member of the Shield is on Raw, that there could be a potential reunion. So there is a plus there. That would help Dean Ambrose a lot, as well as the other fuckwad, Mr. Superman himself, Roman Reigns. I expected so much more. I did. I really expected a lot more. It should have been done in a professional manner. They should have had a nice scene done up for it. Kind of like a... what they do on Talking Smack. Nice little desk there. They have both GMs sitting there working things out. Not revealing who was traded for what, but announcing who did come over to Raw and then giving them a special introduction or whatever. We did not see any of that. It was just people coming out. Like, we seen the Drifter during or right after the Hardy Boys made their tag team entrance. Their music's still playing, and we had the Drifter just walking past on stage. Nothing was said, just like, what the hell? The Drifter's here. What the hell's he doing? And some other comment, well, why doesn't he just drift away or something like that? But nothing was clear about Elias Sampson last night. Is he a part of Raw? It's not on the list. So we'll probably see him appear on SmackDown. Good thing is we did not see AJ Styles get traded. So there is a potential to see a Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles for next WrestleMania. They said they were going to try and top Wrestle Kingdom this year at WrestleMania. They did not do that. With a potential match between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, we could see a great WrestleMania moment next year. Possibly. If WWE doesn't fuck it up. We've got possibly Kevin Owens going over to SmackDown. There's something there. But what pissed me off the most, we've got this feud on SmackDown with the Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin. Everyone was hoping that they were going to see a resolve to this and have Baron Corbin walk out with the Intercontinental Championship. We're not getting that now. That's out the window. That is totally gone. Totally gone. Charlotte Flair going to SmackDown is a good thing. If it does happen, she needs a change of scenery. She needs someone to help her with her fucking talking. Robotic talk on SmackDown, she's going to get booed in a bad way. Sasha Banks could be a good thing. But I was kind of hoping to get these two away from each other. We've seen them go against each other too much. Hopefully with the mix-up on SmackDown with the SmackDown women, this won't happen as much. We're going to see a lot more different women going up and against each other instead of the same ones constantly. Also, Shining Stars reported that they are being reported that they will also be traded to SmackDown, which nobody gives a shit about. What are they going to do? Come up with a new gimmick? They've had, 50 already? And they still haven't gotten over? They still don't get much airtime. When they do, they are jobbers. Give me a break. Either help them find themselves or get rid of them because they're not interesting to watch. They add nothing to the tag team division. It's David and Otunga and Byron Saxton. What do they bring to the commentary booth? It doesn't make sense to trade them. Honestly, last night, Corey Graves said something. He hoped to God Byron Saxton got traded over to SmackDown so he didn't have to hear any more about the Bayley buddies. And he got his wish. So, Corey Graves got his wish. What about us? Get rid of these two. They're not fucking needed. Bray Wyatt on Raw. What are my thoughts? Well, there was an article I talked about of Bray Wyatt wanting to join forces with his brother. And if you don't know, that is Bo Dallas. Now, that is a potential now. That could be a good thing. We could see a resurrection of the Wyatt family because he is only on his own right now. We could see him bring in new people. His brother, for one, and maybe some new ones from SmackDown themselves. Who knows? I don't want to see Braun Strowman back with the Wyatt family because he's doing good on his own. Last night we seen him tear apart Roman Reigns. Superman forgot his cape and he got his ass kicked for it. So that is my final thoughts on the Raw side of the Superstar Shakeup. I'm hoping WWE does a better job on SmackDown tonight. Make it look a little bit more legit, a little bit, give us a little bit of a presentation with it. Give us something of substance for this shakeup. The pay-per-views, they look like they're totally fucked right now. They don't make sense. You got Raw superstars potentially being brought over to SmackDown, yet they're still going to be in the Raw pay-per-view. It doesn't make sense to me. It really does not. Now, what I'm hoping for tonight is to see some good trades in return. They got Bray Wyatt. They got the Intercontinental Champion. They got Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. They got The Miz. So there should be some good trades in return. Don't give SmackDown bottom feeders to work with. Although SmackDown has proven they can take the lower echelon of wrestler and make a big name out of them. Look at Baron Corbin. Look at a lot of the wrestlers on SmackDown. They were low on the totem pole when it was before the draft. And now they are doing extremely well. So, I will see you tonight after SmackDown. This is Pillar to Post. I am your host, Pete Wall, and I thank you for supporting me in my journey on this podcast. And follow me on Patreon. I will have the link in the descriptions. So please, keep on watching. Have a good day.